So we're going to continue on with the show, with the awesomeness. Our next performer is he's young to performing, but the dude is pretty awesome. So I asked him to be here with us tonight. Mr. Terrence Huie, would you please come to the stage and bless the mic?
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be here. Wow, I can't see a damn thing. All right. So that was fucking hilarious, by the way. Thank you for that. But I'm switching it back to inspiration and just being a good person. So I'm sorry if I take it too seriously, but that's what I'm all about. So this first one is titled, We Are the Architects. As a society, we need to make a change. We need to change the way we just hack down trees for stacks of greenbacks. You see, I'm saying that dream's whack, and I want those trees back. And you can call me anti-capitalist, you can call me anti-American, that's just not true. If you listen to my voice, you can hear red, white, and blue. It's just that we used to ask the world for their poor huddled masses, and now all we ask for is to cut back our taxes. This battle is more than just a clash of the classes. It's about time moving forwards, but our humanity moving backwards. It's about letting money fog up our mind's eyes glasses. It's big business decisions never being morally envisioned. You see a folder slide across an exec's desk. Community-based project with no sight of profit. He looks at it and says, stop. Don't be ridiculous. This ain't Christmas. I ain't St. Nicholas, so take it off your wish list. Shareholders only care about their shoulders getting colder. So it begs the question, who are these shareholders? And the answer is we are. The way we support the companies that we lay blame on, like the media's do with Draymond. So before we can point fingers and resent the 1%, we must first look at our lives, at the rules that we may have bent, because we forget that we are the architects, together building our shared reality. And if we want to make it better, we must first recognize our own fallacies. So if you mess up today, it's okay. Because you could always make it up tomorrow. Just know that happiness is the pen you should allow every stranger to borrow. So let's point the future to the sky in the name of that guy. Because he's just important as you and as I. Thank you. Thank you. So this next one's got a little Batman stuff going on in here. It's called The Real Life Caped Crusaders. Hate is a cancerous keepsake. The more that we cultivate, the more that it permeates, the more that it devastates and desecrates, so I'm not gonna let it dictate our fate, no. No, I am going to love until it's shamelessly contagious, until it's namelessly famous, where I get you all loving so much you forget what your own name is. I mean, we only need names to be identified, but love doesn't need one to be recognized. Take 4 twinkling eyes, linked beneath the night sky, shining the silence that's disguised inside. Did you realize, or shall I reprise? Okay. Take 2 legs churning, 2 lungs, a building burning, people hurting, cursing, yearning for a savior while their fate relies on a stranger's behavior. Well, it just so happens that stranger's a ranger, braver. In the face of danger, his bones like the steps beneath him crack like wafers, but hearing a woman scream, he saves the pain for later, and the next thing you know, that stranger's name's on a paper. It's a whole list of saviors given to an engraver. We are the real life caped crusaders. And we don't need a mask, a fake name, or a theme song to love. So take your love off the bench, stop robbing it from the world, and put it to Batman, because the 2 faces in the world, they don't give a crap, man. I ain't the riddle of ripping riddles, start giving love back, man. And the Joker wasn't kidding either. Life's more than just stacks, man. In our lives, we deserve more. Our world, Mother Earth, deserves more. We are all sleeping heroes, waiting to be awakened. Beep, 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 and don't push the snooze, because friends, we've got no time to lose. Thank you. First of all, I never thanked anybody for coming out, especially my friends Leonard, Jacinta, yeah, sorry, I shouldn't do shout-outs. But Jenny, Glenn, thank you, and everybody else. Thank you again. So this next one's a little more personal. It's called Nothing and Everything. It's just kind of about my struggle, I don't know what you want to call it. Without words, I couldn't tell you who I am. But the problem is my soul makes the dictionary look like a pamphlet. No word is capable of capturing all my passion. I mean, they may paint pictures, but my video reel spins and spins in our twirling world, and amidst this hurricane I remain, with my feet on the ground, wondering how I've come to be or what I am to become. I mean, there's only one thing I know in this life for sure, it is that I'm alive, and at some point my time will come, all of our times will, and only then will we all know what life means. To look back on our footprints in the sand, running our fingers over the scars on our skin, the visible molehills to the invisible mountains that hide within. You see, that's our flaw. We can only see with our eyes, deceiving ourselves to what really matters, to what really makes us, us. And no word can define us, no clothes can clothe us, no one can really know us, and we pretend like they can, because what else do we have? Nothing. And everything. We have each other. And we call each other strangers, and we say that we're dangerous, and some of us are, but most of us aren't. Most of us are misunderstood, so to judge us by the way we look and read our clothes like we're books is stealing our souls like you're crooks, so don't read me like a nook, because I promise no words can describe for me what you just took. Yeah, okay, maybe I did grow up in an affluent white suburb, but that doesn't mean I don't know how to work. That doesn't mean I can't empathize with your struggle. I've learned the value of $1, 4 quarters, 10 dimes, 20 nickels, and 100 pennies. Every cent of mine is hard-earned. So don't look at me like my hands aren't callous. Don't talk when I walk past with your toxic malice. Assuming I drink red wine from a golden chalice, man, I've been walking this earth for 24 years, and I'm just starting to get my balance. But now as I stand before you, my knees don't wobble. I've done my fair share of hobbling from a lack of coddling, but now I stand strong with my hands extended, love dripping from my fingertips. Come up and open your hands so you can catch a drip, and please let the women and elderly sit. Respect and love. It is our individual duty to perpetuate them. And growing up, my parents never told me that they loved me. I was never sure of myself until just a couple of years ago when my first girlfriend muttered on the phone, "You know I love you, right?" And for the first time, I knew who I was. For the first time, I could love. And thus, here I am, loving all of you. And I know I don't know you, but that doesn't mean I can't love you. That doesn't mean I can't feel you. It just means I've yet to read the book that is your soul. And I see all your covers, and I want to read every one, because without you, I'd be alone. Speaking these words that never suffice, these words that I try to use to define my life. Thank you. So this next one's about the pursuit of happiness and pretty much how it's fucking impossible and we don't ever get it. So, it's titled Declaration of Independence. The pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of fast cars, bottomless black cards, and a mansion so large you don't know where it ends and where it starts. The pursuit of holding hands with someone until you both get wrinkles, till you're sword battling with spoons over a sundae with sprinkles. The pursuit of the house with the white picket fence, where a dinner bell ringing means no more tires swinging, no more children singing, only the sounds of a happy family eating and drinking. The pursuit of an exotic beach, palm trees with a hammock underneath, complete with loud blue water to silence the heat. The pursuit of retirement, where a day's drama is picking pajamas. The pursuit of standing on a stage, stands packed with fans, back and forth their faces dance from the lighters in their hands. The pursuit of finding peace with God, who forgives all your sins, pats you on the head and says, "Go play with your friends." The pursuit of happiness, always a pursuit and never a reality. It's the carrot that dangles in our faces, the cheese the mouse chases, and those right-angle mazes, the homeostasis we lack on an everyday basis. Why is it so goddamned hard to be happy? How is it the world is so large, but my small mind can trap me? I remember when my skull was a cage. I remember the dull days I spent smoke-screened in haze, ashamed. Me and my video games. I played and played for days and days until one day, afraid, I changed. I realized I never heard the word love in a sentence with my name. And I blame my mom and I blame my pops, but all that blaming never made the pain stop. I dropped to the floor, a different version of Newton's apple core, bruised and beaten, a loser, defeated, so into my mind I receded. And then here, I felt like a foreign explorer in my own head, when looking for the door to happiness, but I found the key instead. And to my surprise, the key was in the document that gave us the right to pursue it, but I'm not talking about the Declaration of Independence, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about your Declaration of Independence. I'm talking about you standing up in front of the world and saying, this is who I am. You can accept me or reject me, but don't you dare disrespect me, because respect is something that every one of us deserves, and respect doesn't need a dialect. So start with respecting yourself and don't ration your passion into fractions. Take action. Use the wheels in your head so your life can gain some traction. I know the road ahead is unknown and you're scared, but if you'll always be yourself, you'll always be prepared. Thank you. This is new stuff, never been heard, new shit, fresh feces. Fresh feces? It's titled Revisions. Oh, just hold up a sec. I'm gonna take a breather for a quick second. We've all been there before. Laying on the couch, shoveling chips in our mouth as we see our future compass perpetually pointing south. We give up on ourselves before we can even lick the tips of our dirty Dorito fingers. It's so easy to get down on ourselves and so hard to get up on ourselves. What we need is a confidence erection, a boner from your persona, a rock-hard vision of you completing your mission. Instead, we let our self-confidence remain flaccid, letting impotence be our impetus. We let the world fuck us, but we should be fucking the world, making sweet love to it every day, like every day is our honeymoon in the world and everything in it is our lover. But sadly, we rarely climax, and how quickly time ticks by on our Timex as we wonder which get-rich-quick scheme we should try next, or what technological distraction we should buy next. We are constantly distracting ourselves from what we really want in our lives. And the problem is, we all knowingly do it. What we really need is perspective. And in order to gain perspective on the present, we must first remember the past. Then we gotta try to look ahead to us on our deathbed. And when we look back, do we really want to see the courage that we lack, the regrets that we've stacked, and the years that we'll never get back? You really have to ask, can you live with that? And if you can, then just go on distracting, because nothing I'm saying is going to change the way that you're acting. But me, I'm terrified of that regret. I never want to think of the life that could have been. I want my mind to be deep fried by the time that I die. I want my heart to be running on fumes by the time that I'm through. I want to have memories stored on shelves for me. I want to have friends that have walked through hell with me. I want to have lovers that make Cloud 9 look like a cheap motel. I want to have scandalous nights in a hotel where one of us has to say, please don't tell. Ultimately, I want to live life so potently that even Aphrodite gets jealous of me. But again, that's just me. It's your life, and you make your own decisions. But I know when I pass my test to the teacher, he ain't gonna have any revisions. Thank you.